In this video, we're going to go over the cervical vertebrae right here. This is one of my early attempts at making these rotating models, so please bear with me. And we're going to look at the structures of typical vertebrae as well as unique structures for the cervical vertebrae. Like the other models like this, hotspots give you where the landmarks are. We have, this plays it. It should be playing when you start it. It makes me dizzy watching it go around and around, so I usually stop it. Left, right, and this blows it up. So we're looking at the anterior view of two cervical vertebrae. I know they're not the atlas and the axis because they have these bodies right here. And there's no process. So remember the atlas doesn't have a body. The axis has the dens sticking out of its body. So these are just two random cervical vertebrae. And they have a intervertebral disc fitting between them. It's not fitting very nicely. I think this person's going to have some nerve problems sticking out. So these are the bodies. These are the transverse processes, and they're technically sticking off of the vertebral arch. So the vertebral arch goes around, goes around, goes around. So this is the vertebral arch. It is made up of the pedicle and lamina. And the transverse process comes off transversely. Now, a special feature of the cervical ones is there's an anterior portion and a posterior portion. And in the middle here, there's a foramen. So let's see if we can see it better from the side. Here's the anterior portion. Here's the posterior portion. There's a foramen. This is called the transverse foramen. Only cervical vertebrae have that transverse foramen. And it's not for nerves. A blood vessel is going to go through this and actually up to the brain. Now, while we have the medial view, let's talk about these processes right here. This one is on top. How do I know that's the top? Well, the spinous process of all vertebrae sort of face downwards. Another way I could tell that's the top, the 2 is facing up. If it was the other way around, the 2 would be upside down. So that's the other way, but generally the spinous process should be facing a little bit downwards or towards the inferior. So this is the superior articulating facet. It's going to articulate with the vertebrae above it. So this vertebrae, there is the superior articulating facet, and it is articulating with the inferior articulating facet of that one. So here's the inferior articulating facet, sort of curved a little bit to fit on to the superior facet, so you could see the curvature on that one. And this is how they articulate. That's going to make a sliding joint. And notice there's a hole there. That is the intervertebral foramen. And spinal nerves are going to come out of there. So a spinal nerve will come out of this one. And remember I was saying this is sort of out of place. So basically, if this is gone, that crunches and you have nerve problems. Moving around to the back, this is the arch right there. And we have a spinous process. Now, spinous processes are bifidal. There's 2 endings on it. And so you can see 2 endings clear on that one, not so clear on this one. So rotate it, find the structures, find all the normal structures, and then the unique structure, the bifidal, fucal, spinous process, and the transverse foramen.